So we bring this up, which is his rank gameplay, which I'm not really interested in because that environment does not really punish you. I think they're still in block one. Yeah, so damn, dude, this is a long stream. I don't know how people can stream for so long. My brain would fucking get fried. Okay. Let's take a look at some of these games. I really like this team. Like, Gent is an experienced, it's just like, Gent is just Gent. He's like, it's great to have him on any team. He's always throwing out ideas, which is really nice.
No.
So we're going to take a look at not just Panic, but also TSM.
He's talking to you.
Okay, cool. So there seems to be good vibes with the team.
He's talking to you. Who made it, bro? Stop spamming the
Let's
same voice
drop
line.
this.
Spamming, dude.
Blue bag.
Right.
Dude,
So already, like, the vibes on the team is really good.
get that Evar.
I don't know, like, at the recent roster mania, I don't think people realize, like, how much, like, how well you vibe with your team matters so much. Like, you could play with each other, well, like, within the game, you might all be, like, amazing, but if you don't agree with each other, outside of the game, it's just not worth it, right? It will affect your in-game gameplay. So it's not just like, oh, these guys aren't being professional. They are being professional. They're choosing to play with somebody else who will, you know, be a better fit for them. And it's not always because, like, one of your players is like something that you don't like. It could literally just be a personality difference, you know. Like one person communicates one way, the other person communicates the other way. But okay, cool. So they move quickly.
Shooting
This
cubes.
is good.
Keep trying to move forward.
Qs for speed.
You want me to put a TP right here? I just got it.
All right.
Fine. Land it over here.
Go,
Blue and neon.
So they have zone.
Going.
They move quickly.
Oh, man.
Duke got
I can't
wrecked.
get it. We should just keep going.
Just keep going. We're not gonna get burp.
Yeah, we ain't gonna get
Yeah.
Team trying.
I
As soon as
like
balloon
that
goes.
Gent is like, just like, keep going. We're not gonna get perp.
They went
Like, like he's.
far left towards
I think Dupe is IGLing, right? Or is Gent
boardwalk.
IGLing? I don't know.
Alright. I mean,
Oh,
Neon's in that
we're
beacon. They don't
calling
know
a
what they're doing.
pullback. We're calling a pullback here, so we gotta
Sounds
be
like they're
careful.
just
Is that what you think?
I love how they're talking about, everybody on the team is talking about the macro, right? Which is really nice. I think one of the most fundamental issues that I see with teams when it comes to their comms, especially like not just macro but like fighting, is that everybody thinks that it's the IGL who like thinks of the ideas, and then everybody just feeds the IGL information, or like if somebody gives an idea who's not the IGL, right? Then it's like it's countercalling, but it's not like throwing out ideas like, hey, what do you think about this? Do you think the ring is going to pull this way? It's going to pull this way, whatever. Those are ideas. That's not a countercall, right? And it's actually so much easier if you are an IGL to have options, right? So let's say Gent's the IGL, right? And he comes up with plan A, Duke comes up with plan B, and Panic comes up with plan C. If you have all these options, then Gent can just be like, oh, I like plan B. I think Duke's the IGL, right? From what I was watching earlier. But it's like, if you don't even know that plan C exists, you can't even choose that, right? So this is why throwing out ideas is so important.
Dupe.
And again, comms aren't like just commands and telling each other what to do or like telling each other what's happening. It's literally a conversation. You're iterating on the fly.
I got a bolt. I got a bolt
I'm
purple
gonna,
mag.
I'm gonna go
It's
loot.
really cool that like
I'll
they
just
do
do
that.
TP if anything happens.
Yeah, go for it.
It's also helpful.
You can loot
that
the
Jen
bottom
and
shop.
Duke are
These
just
buildings
experienced
aren't
as
looted.
fuck.
Yeah.
Dude, we're
Got a good
fighting
wall,
walls
dude.
up here. There ain't no good walls here, B.
Cool.
Yeah, there is.
Cool. So we're checking out different ideas and like looting right now. It's cool.
See,
I want to kind of skip ahead.
It's like, can I recall you even though it's a cooldown on you, Panic? I think so.
See, he's asking like even Dupe, who's like super experienced, he's asking questions from his team. There's like no ego on this team, which is really nice. Like you can tell a lot if a team has ego if they don't ask each other questions. A lot of people feel like they have to know what's happening, or it's a big part of their identity. Like, oh, I made it to CC finals. Like I'm supposed to know what's right and what's wrong. Like, no, you begin with like I don't know,
I'm just waiting just in
and
case.
you ask each other questions. It's a like
Yeah, I feel like
this.
yeah, I've never tested it. I've always wondered that too.
Yeah,
Like if people ask each other questions in game, to me that's a really good sign.
it's gonna pull back.
You know, if you only ask questions after the game, like why the fuck did you do that? Why'd you do this? You know, like to me that's a like that team's kind of doomed. All right, cool. So, fuck, my internet's so dog shit. Sorry, this is so slow. So they're kind of doing nothing here for a while.
Breaker, breaker,
Put a wall
breaker,
down, dude.
breaker,
Put a
breaker,
wall down.
Okay,
Put a
so
wall down.
let's take a look at this.
40 on Newcastle down per. Yeah, I think two
Okay,
of
so
them
he
are.
got damaged. I want to see how he's scouting. I'm guessing he's scouting because he has the
Brave,
most
no, that seems to
capability.
Nick Kraber.
So he's walking up. I wish more players walked up to shit instead of just like full on ran.
Barrel
Okay,
cat Ash.
I want to hear
Walling again.
what's happening here.
Actually, I'm gonna save wall.
A1s, dupe IGL. Thank you, A1s. That's what I thought. Okay, cool.
I have
wait
no
for
med
it to
kits,
pop.
by the way.
So they have a
To the don't
spot.
close match. Just want to use
Which volume? The what? Okay.
UAV.
My socket about to stop me. I'm at the top just yet.
All right, cool.
Yeah, what?
We'll see you with
zone.
zone. We'll see with the zone.
When zone
Yo,
pops,
kill
we should
shot.
we should be able to UAV.
What's good, man?
So I don't know what's happening here, but I wish, and I don't know if Panic said it earlier. Panic kind of goes out and like hunts for kills and like hunts for information, right? Which is good. Um,
Man,
but I wish he
congratulations, man.
calmed this earlier. He's not calming,
Nick
Kraber.
but
No, that
Kraber
seems to
over
Nick
there.
Kraber.
maybe he did.
Is it
Maybe
enough now, Carbon? Or do you want more?
that's good.
Welcome back.
Okay, immediately goes back to play his
You
life.
guys are just Sparrow
I like how fast he disengaged.
configurated. I don't even know
Like
what that
if you are hunting around, right? Like most people, I don't like turtling. Like if this is your POI, a lot of people just stay in their POI like this, like in here, or they stay out like at this vicinity. But you should constantly be going out for information, you know, and information for kills, information for threats, right? And yeah, that's good. But if you are going to be hunting and scouting, you need to have a disengage in mind always, and you need to disengage as quickly as
means.
possible.
I
Because
just
if you go
Really?
down, right, or even if you take damage, like the wrong kind of damage, it will be
Alright, they're fighting.
detrimental for
Up
your
and out,
game.
right there.
It'll give other people permission to take your space.
Yeah, go for it.
I love that he's like like this is a big part. Okay, if you're a fragger or if your identifier is a fragger, which I fucking hate that role, right? Like that myth. But if you are the person who's scouting, which I think scout is a much better role name. But if you are scouting for kills, for information, or anything like that, right, you need to do it actively. You can't just sit in your zone. So this is like really, really good use of his abilities to look for other shit. So yeah, this is great. So if you have your own area, don't just sit here. You need to go out and you need to punish anybody who's here. You need to just punish them. You can't just like immediately leaves, does a little bit of damage, walks, right? He's checking his back. That's good.
Game over here.
Kind of testing. Oh, I think
Zone per.
this is a game that I
Want
saw
to take a shot?
earlier.
I think two of them.
Let's see how he takes
Up there,
damage.
John.
I'm gonna see zone pool,
Look, nothing
and then I'll pick
happening.
upgrade after.
Oh,
Okay, bro.
okay, long distance. Now we know that that's there.
40 on
What the
Newcastle down
fuck
per.
was that, a
You wanna
sentinel?
take a shot?
Okay,
can
Ring's
hit pool
gonna
and
pull
take that
away from
shot.
them.
For the
Take-
shot.
Yeah, we have to like all
Take
three.
it
Alright,
in
ready,
portal.
ready,
You ready?
portal?
3, 2, 1.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna queue
So
us in.
the-
Don't try to go around.
Yeah, yeah, I will. Hit
Go.
it.
Done.
It's a great call from Dupe. He says, I'm going to queue us in. Don't try to go around. He's controlling his teammates, right? He's prepping his teammates before you go in. And that's really nice. I wish more IGLs did that. Cool.
Put a wall down, dude. Put a wall down. Put a wall down.
Okay, this is really nice. More IGLs did that. Cool.
Put a wall down, dude. Put a wall down. Put a wall down.
Okay, this is really nice from Panic. Like most
around.
people,
Yeah, I will.
a lot of fraggers, what they'll do is they'll just like hold their position, right? A lot of people will just like shoot this, you know, like shoot this area and just stay here, or maybe they'll go here, over here to shoot. Like they kind of turn off their brain. But I noticed that Panic constantly gets new angles, which is really nice. So, but he doesn't commit on this angle. He immediately moves
Put a wall down, dude.
to deny them information of where he is, but then also
Put a wall down. Put a wall down.
a better angle. Okay, look at how he's strafing, right? Like he's strafing left and right, but he's not strafing out too much. This is just like
Name
basic
them.
FPS
Don't peek him.
fundamentals, and then he leaves.
Stun one.
If you go through the queue, it negates your arc star, which is really nice. So watch this arc star. So he gets arc.
Put a wall down, dude. Put a wall down. Put a wall down.
So Gent, there's a great comm from Gent. He's using his teammate's ability with his comms. Panic gets caught here. A little straight into
Name
cover.
them.
Uses his Q.
Don't peek him.
Really like uses his Q to get rid of the
Stun one.
arc star. That
Stun
he's
one.
stuck with,
Stun two,
and
stun two.
Immediately goes back.
Trying to slide in. Cracked one. Rolling another nade.
So he's just playing his life right now.
They got thirded.
They're like getting thirded.
That was a really good use of
Yeah, they
his
did.
abilities to play his life.
Behind him. They one died. Yep. Ash died.
Am I kidding? Good job.
Yeah, and they're just
We did
stalled.
the show.
Yeah.
If we're getting
So
queued.
this is like really nice. Okay, so one of the things that teams can learn is that like just because you start a fight or a fight has been started, it does not mean you need to finish it. You know, I wish this is something that like actually I would like to hear this from anybody on the team is like just stall, right? Or something similar to that. Like chill, like just play defense. I don't fucking care. But as long as everyone's on the same page and you calm the very obvious thing, which is like don't overextend, you know, like you're just playing your life. They don't have to calm this. I'd like for them to calm it no matter what, but they don't have to calm it because everyone's default, right, isn't to make a play, right? I think that's like the biggest mistake with good fraggers. A lot of people believe good fraggers and good teams make good plays, right? Like that they make these giant plays because it's what you see on Reddit or Twitter or whatever. But a default play, like a default state of how you play your game is you just play your life. That's it, right? If you notice how Panic moved, yes, he's getting a new angle, right? But it's only possible because he's like playing his life.
Behind him. They one died.
I know
Yep.
it sounds so basic. It sounds so basic, but unfortunately, most pros lack this fundamental.
Ash died.
Am I kidding?
Hello? Ah, fuck this.
But it's only possible because he's like playing his life.
Behind him. They one died.
I know
Yep.
it sounds so basic. It sounds so basic, but unfortunately, most pros lack this fundamental.
Ash died.
Am I kidding? Good job. We can just show.
If we're getting queued into.
Nice, he said, good job.
Bro, if I could explain to you, bro, oh my god.
Back.
Okay, so this isn't how they practice rotate.
Hold on, dude.
Come to me. Speak.
Bro,
Yeah, okay.
oh my god.
Can we peek him? Can we try and kill him now?
Can we peek them? I wish this was a command rather than a question, right? Because right now this is a scrim, but if it's LAN or something like that, he needs to be more assertive.
Hold on,
It's like, hey, we're gonna peek this.
Come to me. Speak.
Okay, strafing into cover. I think he overstrafed this, to be honest. He
I gotta back
overstrafed
up.
some cover.
We
need to kill him.
but,
That's
which is fine.
Yeah.
Well, he's chasing.
That's a
Falcon,
duo.
so
We
yeah.
know that's a duo,
Alright,
right?
alright, well, full heal, we just queue into them.
Okay, great. This is great. So he's constantly re-engaging. Again, this is the enemy. This is you. Here's the issue, right? Let's say there's two ways to fight. Everyone's default state, not everyone, but most people's default state when they fight is like, okay, we're going to engage once. But most real good fights are like, we're going to engage, disengage, re-engage, that sort of a thing. It's not about the amount of times that you engage and disengage and re-engage, right? It's just about having that disengage in mind. Your default state needs to be to not commit. It's literally to test. They're testing and they are pressuring their environment, right?
Yeah.
Does that make
Even though they have a stable spot, most teams would just either turtle here or full send. But they have this halfway, which is much more flexible.
I'm gonna
Again, this needs to be your default. This is something you can talk about with your team outside of the game.
use cat wall just for the front, and we just queue into their side.
Okay, you ready?
Ready?
3.
Yep.
So we're talking about our utility, which is really, really good, right? Like position and utility. And the thing is, though, before people make a play like this, right? Before they make a push, people don't talk about this shit. I don't know why, but
2.
Yeah.
No, their side. Dude.
really good.
Behind him,
Yeah,
behind.
Throw
Get on,
one.
get on.
Throw that.
really good. It was so good.
Bro, dude, you gotta listen.
Said Q. I thought you meant my Q. I did listen to this.
Q into this. Anyone have a purple
No,
sock?
I thought he
Okay,
meant.
okay, I know
Castle
what you meant.
Q.
Does anyone have a purple
Alright,
sock?
next.
Everybody.
No, I blue sock.
Yeah,
It's
I
like,
do.
I know what you mean. That's so funny. Okay,
Alright, we're chilling.
one
Me or
second.
third party, something here, large shooting north still.
Prioritize the nades. Why you only have one grenade?
We can play
end
here now
zone?
with the wall.
Natural
Why
cover
you
here.
don't
Like,
need that many
someone-
fucking?
Me or third party, something here, large shooting north still.
You don't even. Yeah, thank you. You need the nades. You don't need that much fucking heavy ammo. Prioritize nades. What the fuck?
Put a
Okay,
wall
this
and play
team-
natural cover. You can try and look for your head
there
right
is
now.
natural cover here, like on the side. We have to play on this side though.
I like that Panic is like constantly
we
looking
could fight for that.
for shit,
Is this building free?
which is really good.
Is this building free, Panic?
No. I'm twacking.
Oh, I gotta swap.
Again, more.
I'm trying to be
He's just constantly scouting, you know. But if you are scouting, you just have to be really good at playing your life.
ready
Tell-
for
tell us-
if
yeah,
Panic gets knocked.
Tell us
They're
what's
fighting
going
over
on.
there.
Cat walling on this building over here. It's like on this
Walk
corner.
up
So he
There's
There's
a
a
gets
Kraber on bridge.
here. He walks
Swacking,
up
getting pumped.
Team on this corner.
and immediately leaves. Do you see how he doesn't commit to this? Like this has to be your default. He literally pokes and leaves.
There's
He gets
EMP and Cat walling
information.
on this building over here.
Yes, he telegraphed what he's doing,
Chilling.
but
Peeked out
he's
the
getting a
balcony.
different angle automatically, right? Walking up. This is actually really good if you're on roller, right? Just walk up.
No cat wall.
Fucking above me.
When he peeked,
Right
get on!
Good.
Nice.
He's
Cat's
using sound to
even
his
you, cat's even you.
advantage. But look how he's not rushing, right? A lot of people with Panic, like in Panic's position, right, would queue here, you know, and just like full set position.
When he peeked,
Really good.
get on!
Good.
Nice.
He's
Cat's
using sound to
even
his
you, cat's even you.
advantage. But look how he's not rushing, right? A lot, you know, and like in Panic's position, right, would queue here, you know, and just like full send. But do you notice how he doesn't just full rush after he gets it down?
Good.
Trying to
Like
catch
he's
up.
top.
taking his time. He's waiting. Like look, he waited for his team. Like this is shit. Fuck me, dude. It's such a subtle thing,
Pablo
but he
Slow.
waited for his team. Fuck.
Alright, we just have to keep the right
looking
shit.
clear.
We have to force the team to the right to left.
Hello.
He's already
Shit,
porting away.
We gotta.
Oh, okay. Fuck. I missed it. Does anyone remember the timestamp that I was on? Wait, I can go into my own stream. Right? What is that timestamp? Fuck. Come on, give me that timestamp, baby. No, that's my timestamp. I want to know what their timestamp is. What is it? 3:30.
Over there.
Yeah, look at that. Detective work. Good job, Alvarine. Yeah, look at that. Okay, so we're gonna go back a little bit. Take a look at this.
Fighting over there.
Yeah.
1 second in this
Walk
corner.
up a little
There's a
bit.
Kraber on bridge.
I'm still walking. Give me pumps.
Team on this corner.
Doesn't overcommit. Leaves immediately.
The EMP and a cat walling on this building over here.
Re-engages.
Chilling.
He's really
Out
good.
the balcony. No cat wall.
Punishing
Get
that
him, get him,
person.
get him.
Nice.
Okay,
Cat's
cool.
even you. Cat's even you.
Right here, look, he's waiting for his team to go in. He doesn't rush in right away, right? Like he has so much restraint.
Good.
Trying to catch
And
him.
now he goes in. Now he goes in knowing that his teammates are with him.
Re-knock. They got third. No. Nice. Good shit.
Nice. Good shit.
Come in.
Are we good?
Just chill here. We just
They're mid,
chill
they're
here.
mid,
We
they're
plan
mid.
my
Mid donut, mid donut. Yeah,
We're
careful,
fine.
mid
We're
donut.
fine.
Good call from Dupe. He just says what we're doing, you know?
Nice. Good shit.
Nice. Good shit.
Come in.
Are we
Just chill here. We just
They're mid,
chill
they're
here.
mid,
We
they're
plan
mid.
my
Mid donut, mid donut. Yeah,
We're
careful,
fine.
mid
We're
donut.
fine.
Good call from Dupe. He just says what we're doing, you know? A lot of IGLs don't do that. They're just like, good job, cool. Like, it's like, this is what we're doing.
Reset.
You update.
Remember, we can go left with the. Nades. Yeah,
Yeah,
you see my
I'm
yellow
taking
ping? We're
third.
just gonna.
Yes.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I don't know. Is there cover there?
Yes, I mean we have a new castle wall
Okay.
too.
Yeah. You have wall, right, dude?
I do.
Okay. Mid is
Frags,
still
dude.
staring at us.
Get
Careful. Across.
nades. Thank you.
90% of my cat wall.
Get more nades.
I
Get
can-
fucking
I can
3 nades
just
for
go-
end
hey,
zone.
we have natural cover too.
We're just gonna clear our right then. Look,
Chat,
KP,
take a shot every time somebody says natural cover. And then I think by the end of this VOD you will be alcoholics.
KP on the right. Look right.
I'm not
Body on this
drinking,
building.
Watch your left. They have.
I got Kraber.
They have Kraber on bridge.
but- Okay.
I'm a wall.
Let's skip
Oh,
up
and the
next.
Kraber's look-
I just kind of want to look at his engagements. Like, I'm not gonna
Yeah.
look at their macro too much, but he's
Yeah,
scouting
Sewer's
again.
Right now. I'm at
Sparrow team east.
Yeah, scouting doesn't come down to it just comes down to your legend. That's really it. Like who's the person who's going to scout?
I think
It's
we
the
have
one that
to go
has
to
like the
sewer.
most
I have the queue.
survivability.
Oh, he's pushing.
Down here.
Oh, I think we go to panic,
ripping.
Jen. Let's
Look
go.
how much he's walking.
Let's go,
I
let's go.
like
Ultra
yeah,
just killed
this is
someone.
great.
They
No,
might
just go,
fight
just
on
go,
bridge.
just
I'm
go.
going.
Jen needs a full heal pan.
I'm just running. Yeah, I have to hit him.
I killed
Really
him
good
on the
aim.
bridge.
Nice. Can you queue us up then?
There's some. Can we go up? Can we queue up?
Yeah, we're on you, run it.
Okay, so he doesn't use it
I'm
right
going.
away. Oh. He waits for his team. I mean look at that. He just
Can we
waits
go
for his
up? Can
team.
we?
Going.
Jen needs a.
Like I wish more people who got entry damage on shit like just waited for their team. If they just took a couple of seconds, literally 2 seconds, to make sure that everybody's together, that you're doing team plays rather than individual plays, right? If there's anybody's watching this, like in your with your team, if there's anything that you guys can do, try to focus on, is try to do stuff together as a team rather than individual, right?
Full heal pan.
I'm just running. Yeah.
Like this is an individual play,
I killed him
fine,
on top of
whatever.
bridge.
Nice. Can you queue us up then?
There's some. Can we go up? Can we queue up?
Yeah, we're on you, run it.
I'm going. One more. Kill him, dude.
Who else?
I took the two. Come up.
He's cracked. Come up.
Res me, dupe. You should res me, dupe.
Dude, he's one.
I need to kill this.
He's dead zone.
Res me. There's a team in bridge. Bro, you. Oh my god. Like I'm dying to zone and you. Bro, drop to sewer. Drop down. Drop to sewer.
He couldn't prioritize him. I don't think that was right. I don't think Panic made the right call there. I think killing that team for 3 KP and then an additional placement was the right call. Yeah, I'm glad Duke ignored him. That was the right call. Because what they're doing is just point maxing, right? Okay, cool. Let's take a look at the next engagement. Oh, they died. Let's see what's happening here. Okay, they kind of turtle. Their POI kind of demands it of them. Fine. He finds another devotion.
130.
The big building.
Killing it. Okay, let's see how they
Careful,
handle
careful,
this.
Which building?
Start
Does anybody
rushing.
in chat have any questions?
No one's in there, right?
If you do, just type it. Blah 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 blah.
Dude,
They might.
if I TP to this bottom right corner, like, is there something playable we can play instantly?
Try to check and then when you get drone.
Start pinging. Start pinging.
Get it on red ping. On red ping.
Like right here. If I TP us here, bottom of.
They're fighting for it now. They just crossed. They just crossed for it. This team's race porting.
Just wait, just wait, just wait. I think we do it. Are you ready? I'm gonna have drone. I'm gonna EMP it while we TP. Get ready.
See, alright, there's still a full
We
team
gotta
here.
do
I don't know where the race TP went.
No, man.
Bruh.
Can we just walk it in?
No, I don't think we can. I'm
There's still a
TPing
team
us
on
to
our
the
left.
Okay.
to the stairs.
They TP.
Watch our back. Okay, we're good, we're good. They
They
pulled.
hit TP. They hit race TP. Can we play for
Look
the
at
height?
Riff.
Can we play the
Riff is
height?
good.
It is not good. That's got Devo. Silent Devo from the left.
Yeah, we're doing two different things here. Yeah.
Okay, we're good, we're good. They
They
pulled.
hit TP. They hit race TP. Can we play for
Look
the
at
height?
Riff.
Can we play the
Riff is
height?
good.
Okay, like this rotation is crazy. They overcommitted on this. They had way too much time. Like I think like the general rule is like if you rush it, you're probably gonna die. Like that's just the general rule in comp. Like 90% of the situations where people die, if they took like 2 seconds, like not
Still
even,
have time, no?
to kind of scout or make sure that their team's
Is it-
together
is
on
it-
something, they're not going, they're just gonna live longer.
Actually,
No, I don't
You
think we
take a
can.
look at
I'm
this.
There's still a
TPing
team
us
on
to
our
the
left.
to the stairs.
I can sense a little bit of ego from Panic. I understand why he did this, which is good, but it's like the tone. So
TP.
I can hear him getting around.
Watch our back. Okay, we're good, we're good. They
They
They hit
pulled.
TP. They hit
Cause
race TP. Can we play for the
They know the DP because Jen said here they were with DP.
I'm
Of
pinging. Just wait.
Why?
Not good. That's they hit left.
Hit your problem to.
TPing us
on
to
our
the
left.
Okay.
to the stairs.
I can sense a little bit of ego.
Race TP. Can we play for
Look
the
at
height?
Riff.
Actually, I don't know if that's.
Watch our back.
Yeah,
Okay, we're good,
you know the DP, so no one behind you.
we're good. They
They
pulled.
hit TP. They hit
Cause
race TP.
Can chill a little bit.
Can we play for
Look
the
at
height?
Riff.
Actually, I don't know if that's.
Play
I
that.
think it's just. I think it's just him being insistent. I don't know him well enough. Okay, so here Dupe overcommits on something, right? This is like again, if you like, there are times to commit for sure, right? But most of the time, you can kind of just take your time.
It is not good. That's got Devo.
On zone plus.
Yeah,
Silent Devo from the left.
like if I think Gent still had his wall.
To the
right?
stairs.
If they like took
TP.
a couple of seconds to wall this,
Watch our back.
they
Okay, we're
could've,
good, we're good.
bought this
They
They
thing.
hit TP. They hit race TP. Can we play for
Look
the
at
height?
Riff.
Play
Riff.
that.
It's
Yeah,
good.
they're rushing this.
It is not
Yeah.
good. That's got Devo. Silent Devo from the left.
Well, unfortunately, they rushed that shit. Okay. Any questions from chat? Why does nobody carry nades? Oof. Genuinely don't know. Okay, they die here. Let's see why. Let's take a look. Same spot as before. They play this a billion times, or this type.
Sounds like they're walking up north.
He's walking up.
Yeah, they're so popular. This house.
See that knock me?
Two of
Why
them.
did
They're,
they play it?
Okay, one of the tricky things about being a crypto is that
A lot of them
it's
play
really
this
safe
house.
to assume that if you're holding a spot, that because you have information, you will be coordinated enough as a team to defend yourself. Obviously they die because we had like a little bit of a sneak peek, right? But I think it's really important as soon as you stabilize, one, you need to talk about your biggest threat. You need to talk about how to have a plan about to handle that biggest threat. A lot of pro teams at land, at least, will talk about their biggest threat, their BT, right? But rarely do they ever have some sort of plan that they agree on. Like, and these are mostly if statements, right? Like, hey, if this team pushes this from the west, we play here. Like those if statements are like if the enemy does this, right? We do this with our position and our utility. We give up the space, we defend the space, we use this ability, we don't use this ability. That sort of a thing. Yeah, that's like the flow chart, right? But most people are stuck on this. And then when shit hits the fan, like we all do different things.
They're just playing here.
So I'm making a prediction.
That's the portal.
This is why they died.
72 on cat.
Okay,
No.
cool. Biggest threat going down, right? Play. Don't play.
I'm good. Send you guys.
Yeah.
They're sending. They're raid portaling. I got.
So going down, like again, they're like I don't know why gents on roof is like way too risky. Obviously, right? Like it's way too risky. He doesn't need to be on roof because they have a crypto, right? So we have the crypto drone giving us information, which is zero risk, but playing on roof to get like picks, you know what I mean, is just way too risky. And going down is too risky. If you go down once, like even if you have a lifeline, it gives permission for enemies to come in and take your space and or wipe you, you know, and wipe you.
Stuff the portal.
Oh, I got stuck.
Why don't we have queues?
Got
I don't
knock
know.
me.
No queues.
They're sending.
There's no queues. What? Why are there no queues? Like catalyst queues. I'm so confused. This is
They're
not
raid
good.
portaling. I gotta get out.
Just stuff the portal.
Nades. Use your nades to defend yourself.
Oh, I got stuck.
Okay. Also, like,
They're
play
sending.
on the stairs. Okay, so this is the other thing. Like, if we go down, just like play on the stairs. If he played on the stairs instead of down here, he's overexposing himself, right?
They're raid portaling. I gotta get out.
Just stuff the portal.
He's overexposing himself. He doesn't
Oh, I
need to
got
do
stuck.
that. Just play on the stairs. Yeah, this is why you talk about your positioning and utility beforehand. So when shit does hit the fan, like there's no panicking, right? Sorry for the pun, right? But you guys are on the same page. And now Panic just has to play his life and leave, right? So, not good. Yeah, and playing roof there is insane. Insane to play roof there. Okay, we get a little reset, hopefully. This is why we talk about our threats. The spikes, yeah, that place be hella naked, yeah. It takes time to match the pacing, just like Koi and Zainu was sometimes. Yeah, it does take time, Crown, but a lot of it can take less time if you just talk about this stuff outside of the game, right? If you have some sort of structure, you know, that's the point of a coach, and not even a coach, right? Like that's the point of a good IGL or a good teammate. You talk about how you think about the game, how do we hold space, right? Like what's the first thing that you do when you stabilize? In my opinion, do you talk about your biggest threat, you know, and you talk about how you handle that biggest threat? Sometimes you just anchor, sometimes you stand post, right? Sometimes you give up space. It's all very situational, but you just need to be in the same page about shit. Because whatever your idea is, even if you are on the same page, like without talking about it, your plan might suck, right? So the plan that you say out loud, if you say it out loud, you're like, oh, actually, we can play over here instead. You know, instead of playing the first floor, we can play on the stairs. Oh, yeah, you're right. That is a better idea. You know, it's about improving. Okay, he doesn't overcommit on this. Good little nade drop. Backs off immediately, right? Plays life. Interesting. He knows that they're going to climb. He's going to punish them. Yeah, he doesn't overcommit. He knows if he damages them a little bit, right? It's going to do. He's going to get the points for it. They already have good points here. I think they have like what 6, 7. I don't like this peak. Well, he knows that they have to move, but he could have just kept moving. That peak is so predictable. Just heal and look left. Oh, okay. Oh, it's a third party. That's why he felt comfortable. I don't have the sound on right now. Okay, great. I don't like the pathing from his teammates. They're right behind him. I think if one went left, Instead of just like following him entirely, they could have out-angled. I don't like train pathing during fights. And what I mean by that is here's the enemy, here's panic, and then here's his teammates, right? I don't like train pathing. Like a really good example is the last split that Imperial Hal was on TSM with the Reps and Verhulst. They would constantly do this train pathing, and instead of like taking space, right? And like pressuring from all sides. Whenever they did this, like Hal would be the first one to do damage, right, and catch people off guard, and then he would leave, and then Reps would come in or Verhulst would come in, right, and then they would get the damage because like by the time Hal left, these guys were paying attention to what's happening at this angle, which is really really problematic. Um, and then Hal was wondering like, well, how are you guys taking so much damage? It's like, well, you know, you guys are pathing poorly. Cool. Immediately gets a new angle. He doesn't hold that angle forever, which is really nice. Look at this. Like it's tempting to stay on this angle forever, right? But just out of habit, immediately gets a new angle. Cool. Moves. Immediately plays his life. Cool. He knows that Gent can watch him, watch over him. Should take a look at this. Okay, I was going to say, I don't like, this pathing could be a bit more, like he passed to here when he should be pathing to here immediately, right? He goes to A when he should be going to B. See what I mean? He corrects himself, which is good, but okay. That was a good play. It'd be great if he had more grenades instead of fucking 300 heavy ammo. You know what I mean? Maybe he could do more great grenade shots. I really like this. Okay, look at that. Look how much he doesn't commit. This is so nice. I think they win this one. I love seeing this from um, people like hunting around, right? He shoots and then leaves. Look how much he disengages in this. Immediately goes to his teammates, tries to find a new angle, right? Loots around a little bit, whatever. Goes back to his teammates. Then he goes back out to look for more kills, right? Gent is watching over him actively. I'm just good to give Panic a lot of freedom and trust here. Plays slowly, peeks, and then immediately leaves. He doesn't even get a shot in because he knows he needs to play his life, which is good. Does a little bit of terrible movement. Peeks this until he gets like 50 damage. That's how much he's prioritizes his life, right? That's like the main thing that I want people to take away. Like, fuck his aim. Yeah, his aim is fine. Whatever. Cool. Whatever. But it's his ability to play his life. That's the biggest thing. Immediately, okay, cool. Punishes that guy for over peaking. They play on this. He prioritizes healing. Yes, they're rezzing, but I think if you let these guys res, you can actually win the game instead of making it like a 2v2. Because if you kill these guys, right, then you have the building team to deal with, and these guys have a superior position to you. But if you let these guys live, right, you could potentially get them to like to poke each other, or you kill them and you get like 3 more points, like 2 more points. Right, cool. Oh, this is really nice. We got a client, like he walks up, I'm guessing, instead of runs up. More people need to walk. Walks up, walks up, tests, walks up again, punishes them, backs up immediately. That was a nice little back jump. I don't see that a lot from rollers. I really wish I did. A little back jump there. I'm going to show that to CJ, actually. See if he can seal that. Well, I don't see that a lot from rollers. I really wish I did. A little back jump there. I'm going to show that to CJ, actually. See if you can steal that. I don't see that really from CJ a lot. Actually, we'll go over CJ's VODs after this because they play very similarly. CJ's insane. Insane. He's the new addition to our team. Quite happy that he's on our team. Yeah, and there you go. Just fried everybody. That's the main takeaway. Just play your life. What do you think about fellas consistently trading their life? I think people who trade their life aren't just stupid, who consistently uh, 300 heavy on the Peter goes crazy. Yeah, that's true. What do you think about fellows consistently trading their life? I think people who trade their life aren't just stupid, they have a fundamentally flawed understanding of the game, right? Because, like, again, most people, like, their default is to make plays. Like, oh, we have to do this thing, right? Like, this is what we need to do, right? We do this, we make plays. But honestly, you will get so much farther if you focus on what we don't do. And I honestly do, right? We do this, we make plays. But honestly, you will get so much farther if you focus on what we don't do. And I'm not saying you play like a bitch. I'm not saying you turtle. And I'm not saying you look for shit. But you just don't go down. Don't go down, right? That's it. If you try to like focus the majority of your game on not going down, you can actually have way more freedom to be aggressive. But if you're going down all the time, it's stupid. But listen, like trading makes sense. This is actually Designful had this issue. Like he had a fundamentally flawed understanding of the game. Like here's the enemy, right? Let's say like enemy over here, right? And then there's like a building, whatever. Your team comes in. Let's say this is you, like you're the entry fragger, quote unquote. I fucking hate that phrase, right? But let's say you go in and you guys trade, right? This makes sense from this point of view, right? And it might justify, even if you, let's say you get this guy to half damage, whatever. Right? Hell, let's say you kill two people before your teammates come in. That might make sense if you go down. But you forget this is comp and there's like a billion other fucking people coming in, right? Like this is comp. At a pro level, these are high density lobbies. And if you're not a pro, let's say you're in tier 2, or let's say you're in fucking EU for some reason, EU or APAC South, where the quality of the scrims and the lobbies are pretty piss low, right? If that's the case, and there's not a high density lobby, you still need to train yourself to not go down. Because if you're going down in fights like that very consistently, that is a skill issue. You can still wipe a team quickly, right, without going down and costing your team the entire game, which is dumb. Like, think more macro, think outside of the fight. That's why I hate the phrase entry fragger with every fucking ounce of my being. If I could find every person who identifies as an entry fragger, I would time travel back to the moment they were born and just snuff them out. I fucking hate that phrase. There are fraggers. Everybody on the team should be able to frag. Everybody on your team should be able to hit shots. Everybody on your team should be able to play their life. Those are skills. He was really nice. I think Pat probably asked him to check what was inside, which he did. Now he's looking for alternate angles.
No, we need to kill this. Panda, come back.
I killed him. Okay.
Nice.
They
That's
shouldn't be able to
good.
get the reset. Betting. It's a bang Newcastle on this truck here. We bait out their fucking bang.
Could you wall it soon?
Man, Gent is... Man, I really like Gent. He's so good.
Nice.
They shouldn't be able to get the reset. Betting. It's a bang Newcastle on this truck here. We bait out their fucking bang.
Could you wall it soon?
Man, Gent is... Man, I really like Gent. He's so good.
Yeah, I can walk to him. Wait, he just got cracked. They just got cracked.
Make one, make that.
Cool. Kind of doing what he needs to do.
120, 100.
And then he's using the scan to get here. This is really nice.
Newcastle, 100
I
Newcastle.
killed two, I killed
I'm
two.
nading.
I'm aping the wall, aping the wall.
I wish Panic calmed more what he was doing rather than because like he can get away with it right now, but in higher density lobbies, I don't think he can get away with it, right? Because he needs to calm what he's doing, and then that way his teammates are aware. The counter argument could be that well, his teammates should be aware no matter what, but it's one of those behaviors that saying what you're doing can only help you and your team, right? My eyes hurt.
Catwalk.
I've been up all night.
Where
I'm
is-
in
where is-
Apex
March
South,
20th, yeah, March
but
20th.
my time zone
Final success.
that I'm awake is for EU
Ballistic just died somewhere.
because my team is in EU.
Top 5.
Leak probably in the building.
Okay,
No
we have
details.
Pro
I have
League
one-
tomorrow, which I'm quite excited about, and Sunday. Let's see how they die.
No,
I'm not even know if
Looking
I'm
for.
One rat.
Blah blah blah. They have to go right here. They can't go left.
I'm in a hard 80.
Oh, they did go right. Yeah.
There's
could
one
you
in
Let's
the
play this zone. You're right. Okay, so if they clear inside here, right? If these guys don't come out, then they have to go left here, right? To clear their back. If this team is smart, they have to go this way. They can't fight that way, right? And force it because they know that they'll get pinned. So, like, TSM should anticipate that these guys are coming this way. Again, they've stabilized here. It doesn't look like a spot, but as soon as you stabilize, again, we're going to go through this. You talk about your biggest threat. You talk about your biggest threat, or whatever you want to call it. Step number 1 and step number 2, you have a plan to deal with it, right? And make sure you're all on the same page. This is their biggest threat right now, right? You can't just identify it. You need to say like, okay, we commit on the fight. We fight, or we leave. We give up the space and we play the left side of the wall. You know, I think when they fight, I think they should fight this, right? But you know, whatever the plan is, just like stick
I mean,
to
we're
it.
safe here. We're safe here.
Okay, okay, we've established this is a safe space for now, and we stabilize it. But I want to see if they can't, if they one identify this threat, and two, if they have a plan and they execute on that plan together.
They can peek to his careful. They can peek to his window. I'm in a hard 80 acid.
They destroy this. Watch. Watch it till it's not in.
Beans on.
They might flood out. Get
I'm
ready.
watching
Get
with
ready. They might flood out.
Okay, so that's a threat.
Shoot it.
I almost have
All right,
EMP.
cool. That's no longer a threat.
Fuck is that cute?
Yeah, there's no way that's a threat anymore. This is the new threat. This is the new threat. Is anybody talking about it? No. I guarantee these guys die.
I don't know where the rat is.
They walled out.
Wait,
They
rat's
walled
on
out.
our left.
They're
Oh,
jumping.
there's a wall. That if these guys wall, they could play on the left side. So that's nice. I didn't anticipate that. But this is still a big
Out
threat.
on our side.
Yeah, Brat's right here. Brat's right. It's a ballistic.
Oh. Oh my god. I was giving them the benefit of that. I thought they were gonna wall and go left, but they just full turn. Oh man. Chat. Who wants to make a bet against me? Anybody want to know? Anybody want to ask? Emiha, what a familiar scene in Without Dying. I can't believe a dog and a bull is saying all of this. Oh, what's up, Tita? Hey, everybody in chat, here's the word, right? Tita means auntie, right? In Tagalog, which Steffi is Filipino, and Tagalog is our national language, right? So she likes to be called Tita, which means auntie. So if you guys see her on Twitter or on Twitch or anything like that, please call her Tita. I can say that because she's my cousin, right? So there you go. You guys can call me Tito, which means uncle, right? But she likes to be called Tita. So there you go. Right, Steph? Am I right? Actually, don't do that. That's really don't call her Tita.
Singing us.
Oh my god, they
man.
died. Surprise, surprise.
I don't know where the rat is.
They walled out.
Wait,
They
rat's
walled
on
out.
our left.
They're jumping out on our side.
Yeah, Brett's right here. Brett's right to ballistic.
They're singing us, singing us!
Oh man. I got knocked, I got knocked.
No. Kill one.
Bro,
Nading.
There's a solo
Oh,
right here.
did they not clear their left side here? What the fuck? They moved right without clearing left? Oh, yikes.
Bro, there's a
No.
solo like next to us the whole time.
What was this solo?
Was there really?
That's fucked.
Yeah.
They could have gotten fourth and like an extra kill. They could have gotten like 2 extra points. That's rough. That is tough. So again, like here was the fence that they were on. Oopsies. I don't like. I can't see anything. Oh my god. Am I dumb? Here's the other fence. You know, this is where they died. Right here. Here's the tree. Right here. Right, and then the other fence is over here. Like they're going from A to B. Right. The thing is, though, a lot of people make this mistake. I've covered this before, but if you're going from A to B and that's your plan, you need to make sure that your back is clear first. This whole area is clear before you make that move. Why? Because one, like you know that if you clear this side, that this whole area, like this half of the circle is free for you, right? Because if they clear these guys, they control half of the circle, right? And then the other reason is to neutralize any threats that could mirror them, right? Because if there's a whole team ratting on their left side here, like that other team could have gone to B as well and then pinched them, you know, or even if it was a duo or a solo, they could have griefed them. So before you go from A to B, make sure that your back is clear. Just look. You don't have to like do this whole complicated thing to clear your enemies. You just have to look in that direction. Not complicated. Okay, so they die early, but let's see how they lose this fight. Okay. Any questions?
We just want to get
Looks
up
like it
here
might
and
pull.
fuck 'em,
They have
go
beef.
right.
Where are you drone out?
Wait, you're
Give me one
so
sec.
far away.
Text.
Quarantine is beacon.
Oh
They
my
could
god,
be meeting
yeah,
us for
I
this
can't
evo.
hit it.
Quarantine is beacon. They might be meeting us for this evo. They are.
There.
Oh shit.
Yeah, we know we're
I
on
think we
whites.
gotta
I'm
slide
trying to
down.
back up.
I think we gotta slide down.
Careful.
We gotta slide down to the choke. We gotta slide down to the choke.
Okay.
Okay, I'm
They're
following
walking
behind
on
you.
white
I don't know
right
if I
now,
can
Can
which
we
is
not go
not great.
forward into like a building?
We could. Make it zip for me. I'm gonna hit this UAV.
Whoa!
Oh,
He did not
Panic.
need to
good.
turn
Yeah,
around.
I'm following behind you.
They need to commit to this disengage.
I don't know if I can get.
Can we
to
not
this.
go
There's like
forward
no
into like a
profit.
building?
It's okay for him. It's honestly okay for Panic to turn around here, but when he's in cover, like him turning around while he's in open space is not good.
We could. Make
Not
it zip
good.
for me. I'm gonna
And
hit
then
this
he
UAV.
gets punished for it.
Oh,
Panic.
you good?
Yeah.
Panic.
Trying to stay alive for that
Good.
UAV. Panic.
Running
Ooh, we
at
gotta
me.
watch our back. We gotta look at our back, dude.
They're sprinting at me, bro.
Oh no.
Yeah, they should be
We
sprinting.
gotta hold
at
the
you.
building.
Yeah, I think we're dead.
I think I'm dead.
Yeah, we played that
Let's
poorly.
just go back to space.
Mean, I see mean.
Okay. Tent dies.
My
Oh,
God.
we're fucked.
Okay, so one of the things that you can try to handle as a threat is caches, especially if you're on white. You know, you need to prepare your team for that. So you need to talk about like, hey, if there's a team at this cache, what do we do? How do we handle that? Right? But if you noticed, like Panic went right, Dupe went left, and Gent went left, that means like they weren't on the same page about how they were going to handle possible threat at that Evo cache before they got there. So that one's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, we can just zip row and then I'll zip line us.
Look, they're fighting.
Like they're the only reason this team will ever get inconsistent results is because they're not on the same page about stuff all the time, right? Like every time that they forget to take a couple of seconds to make sure that they're all on the same page before every rotation or during every rotation, they don't need to worry about increasing their skill ceiling right now, meaning that they don't like it's clear they know how to win games. It's clear they know how to get like 12-point games. That's very clear, right? But what they need to do is like prevent those games where they only get 2 points or 0 points. They need to work on that. And a lot of that comes from how they calm and how they play as a team. Like right now, they have a really, really good foundation. And if they kind of improve on increasing their skill floor, their skill ceiling will naturally increase, right?
Yeah. Uh,
Because they have a good way of viewing the game. They're point maxing, as every scene should do. I've talked about this with other teams before, but like most people play the game in a way to like they get the position first and they hope that their position will give them points. To me, with Tobium, you should be playing the game to get the max amount of points. And then that will inform your positioning, what fights you take, and even how you take your fights. This is great. Good job by Panic. I think that's one of the biggest downfalls of people who drag is they confuse speed with timing, you know? And that's the main thing that we can learn from Panic is that he really takes his time. He doesn't rush anything. There's a reason why he's an amazing fragger, and it's not because of his aim. It's because of how much time he takes to do stuff individually and to play as a team. All right, that's really all I wanted to go over. Does anybody in the chat have any questions? They need rules to make sure everyone is on the same page 90% of the time. Yeah, it's just a little bit of structure. They don't even need much, right? So, honestly, if they have like a couple of conversations every single week outside of the game, not even in the game, but outside of the game about how they view fights, how they view rotations, and I'm not talking about VOD reviews, right? I'm not even like literally just talk, you know. I think they will do really, 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 really well. They're already doing well, but again, they need to focus more on their skill floor to increase their consistency rather than their skill ceiling. We're going to look at my player, CJ Racked. CJ is great. Really good addition to the team. So I want to show you how similar they are, about how well they play their life. CJ is so good at, and also like my team's pretty good at fighting, We have a lot of other issues that we're like working on. This is going to be this weekend. Tomorrow is going to be our first day playing as this iteration of the team. So I'm really excited for that. And I think if we minimize our mistakes, again, we're focusing on the same thing, which is raising our skill floor rather than increasing our skill ceiling, right? Just increasing our consistency, right? If we can work on that, if we're very consistent and minimizing our mistakes tomorrow and Sunday, because we're playing both Saturday and Sunday, I think we can be consistently top 5, maybe even top 3, like on the day. But again, it's really going to come down to minimizing those mistakes because we know how to play well. Okay, so let's take a look at one of these fights of how my team takes fights. I don't want to just look at other people. I want to show you like this stuff works even for us, right? Also, CJ just needs more attention. This guy's like a freak. And I'm not talking about his aim. Yes, his aim is great. Fine. Who cares? Like, who literally gives a shit? But it's his intelligence. It's the same thing with Jen Burton. I wish Jen Burton's aim wasn't godly because he would be in the conversation for one of the smartest players in the game. It's because he has amazing aim that people don't look at how intelligent of a player he is, right? If he didn't have like crazy aim, he would still be one of the best players in the world. If he just had like mediocre aim, like genuinely. Okay, cool. Adam doesn't respect threats here well enough, but we had a nice conversation about that. But Adam's just one of those people who has no ego. CJ has no ego as well, right? Adam's just one of those people that if you tell him and you explain it to him thoroughly and he really gets it, right, he'll fix it within an hour. I'm not even joking. Most people takes like months to work on stuff or weeks to work on stuff, but with Adam, you just point something out and you kind of take your time to make sure he understands it. Okay, so here's a really good example. We take this fight, we're sieging a building, but I want to show you how slowly we take this fight. Even after we get it down, we don't use that to turn off our brains and like fucking full int. We're closing in on the space. A down is not an excuse to int, it is an excuse to take space. It is a reason to take space. So we're really taking our time
Yeah,
here, and we're playing as a team. We're not doing individual plays. We're
Bro, no one watches me anyway, Karma. I can put it on later. one. So add window capture. This. Then this. Fuck, I have a lot of scenes. Thank you. I just
Playing
don't
as
know
a
how to
team,
do
we're
it.
watching each other.
Yeah, I can watch over you.
Wait.
You hear that? See, I can watch over you. These are team plays.
I'm giving up my building and I'm going on roof. I took over your spot, CJ. You can walk with him if you want.
So Cal is giving him permission to move up,
Yeah.
Ash TP'd for like.
which is a great comm.
Careful, you.
Adam is being Italian, so
Well, on your roof, on your roof, on your roof.
Yeah, fine.
What, low. Dead.
Second. Oh, 5. Wait. This one. Dead. Mm. Fuck is this? It's only black screen. Wait, what if game capture R5? Hmm.
Dead.
Nice. Can we get one of them?
Yeah.
I'm zipping in.
I'm
Just
gonna climb up. I'm gonna climb up.
one balcony,
Yeah.
one guy.
Anjo, mensen gewoon.
Yeah, I'm climbed up. I'm with Kala. I'm with Kala.
says I'm with Kala to inform his teammates of where decisions are. Why does he say he's instead of saying I'm with you, he's saying I'm with Kala? He's signaling to Adam that he's not with him. Right? So he's accomplishing two things at once. He's saying I'm with you, Kala, but I'm also not with you, Adam. I know it seems inconsequential, but that little bit of information tells Adam to play his life better.
Yeah, don't take a 1v1, bro. Chill.
Yeah.
He says don't take a 1v1. He still takes a 1v1 because I saw his POV. Which is
Dead. Reset on stairs.
Yeah.
Immediately we have that down, and he says reset on stairs. Like we are immediately stabilizing.
Yep. We can. I'm with him. Yep. Get a swap.
Popping us out.
Yeah. We can take space up top. Me and you, Kala.
So I love this. CJ's not the IGL. Cal is. But CJ is giving out ideas, right? Like we can do this, we can do this, we can do this.
I'm with him. Yep. Get a swap.
Popping us out.
Yeah. We can take space up top. Me and you, Kala.
So I love this. CJ's not the IGL. Cal is. But CJ is giving out ideas, right? Like we can do this, we can do this, we can do this. And then Cal does. It takes a lot of burden off of your IGL. Like this is actually a tip for teams. If you have an IGL and you guys peter out, like you lose energy around game 3 or game 4, a big reason for that is because your IGL is exhausted from thinking of coming up with ideas all the time. So what can you do to prevent that? You can actually come up with ideas yourself. And then all he has to do is just make the choice, or she, all they have to do, all your IGL has to do is just make a choice,
Yeah.
instead of coming up with every fucking idea.
I'm just shitting.
That's good. We destabilize here.
Where's the other guy? We knocked? Dash.
Follow.
Hey, look for that. Look.
Guys, look in the building.
Can we go back?
Yeah. I'm just gonna get this rampage.
Okay. Oh yeah, should probably check chat if I have any questions. My bad. No question. All right, cool.
Bow's
I'm
not
just
that
gonna go
bad.
A little
I
bit
thought.
longer, and then I'm going to stop, and then maybe
It's pretty
get
good. They
some
buffed
sleep.
it.
someone like zone wrapping from behind
Yeah, you
here.
should go back to him, CJ.
Right, cool. So look how much space we take. I don't think we would
Mind
be
your
able to take
peaks a
this
lot.
much
Like
space
roof is bait.
on game day tomorrow because people will play very differently. Like I don't count scrims that much in terms of I think they're valuable to allow us to work on issues, right? But I don't think they're valuable in giving information about how other people are going to play. Because people are just fucking insane in EU. And I'm not even saying good insane, just like genuinely brain dead.
Looking through a
So-
window.
They just do random shit. And I'm gonna be honest, we do that too. We do random bullshit as well. So we definitely contribute to that.
Okay, much minus.
Yeah.
You-
Just-
All right, cool. So we just control the space. I'm gonna skip ahead because I'm bored and I've seen this a million times.
Yeah.
Okay, so we control the space. We're double holding. Oh, we take a fight. I forgot about this one. Okay, cool. Let's
Yeah, I
take a
mean,
look
we
at this fight.
might just want to
Yeah,
send
no,
it.
one of them got knocked.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're third partying now, right? But a lot of people make this mistake in third partying just the full send.
I'm with you, Kala.
But again, even though we say send, we're playing as a team. We're taking our time.
Yeah, I'm seeing the top.
Yeah. I'm with
We're going together.
What can I say?
Yeah.
What did you fuse in flop?
See, if we didn't go together, Cal would have been like caught out, and we could have gotten 1v2.
Crypto dead.
But we made sure that we moved together
Dead,
at the same
chill.
I'm
time.
betting, I'm dead. No,
He's dead.
nice.
See?
I'm gonna.
Toilet,
We just took the time to make
Yeah.
sure.
Go toilet. I'll look around.
Yeah.
We should be good.
Cal got down because of the charge rifle. Like he hit him here.
We're chilling as well.
Too close. We're not fine.
Yeah, Blammer.
Okay,
Wait for
listen to
something.
these comms. Oh, I want to listen to these comms.
I'm gonna take doors. Nice,
Yeah,
well played.
we're fine bind.
Wait for someone to close. We're not fine from behind. Wait for someone to close.
We're not fine from behind, right? He's managing threats in his head, and he's communicating threats.
Wait for someone to close. We're not fine from behind. Wait for someone to close.
We're not fine from behind, right? He's managing threats in his head, and he's communicating threats, right? So he's saying like there are threats around us. Be
Yep.
careful.
I need bats. I have 0. I need to leave.
I'm taking this Devo.
Blammer here, okay? Blammer here.
Okay. On Humbert, you mean?
Yeah, Blammer.
We can
Um,
I have 2
Okay.
of them.
Yeah, I can pop one.
Here. Pop.
Okay. So we know that we want to go here, right? This is over here. But again, this is exactly what we talked about before. We want to go from A to B. What was the lesson we learned? Before we go to A to B, we need to clear our back here. And that can just mean looking or actively clearing these guys to make sure that our back is clear during the walk-in, right? We fuck up the walk-in for a couple of reasons, but and we die later. I think we get like 3rd or 5th or whatever, but we still get extra points by clearing our back here. It's always a good habit just to look, and sometimes you fight, and which we do.
Just let me know when you want to
Am I
go,
looking at
because
the
I'm
chat?
gonna look at the back. Make sure this
Okay.
team does a mirror.
We can play below them.
basic.
Yeah, below them here is
So we have 2 people in front, you know, and we have 1
fully
person entering
playable.
the
Like
back.
this box is like I think we just play to walk in. I think we're in on me as well. We just hold our left, and I think we just
Yeah.
try and walk
I'll just
in.
hold the back.
Okay, yeah. I'm scouting. I'm seeing how it is.
I saw this end game. Falcons like was able to fucking live below so much on land.
Yes, because
If you-
that,
So Cal throws out an idea.
To
Newcastle,
live as
bro.
well.
Adam says no. Basically, it's because of Newcastle. But then,
that Newcastle rampart.
No, they didn't. Nobody had Newcastle. Newcastle was already banned.
so we're iterating, right? We're like, again, we're having this conversation about what's happening as a team instead of just saying like, you know, this is what we're doing all the time. It's so much
Here
better
in this corner,
to talk about shit out loud.
Okay.
Oh, they might
like,
look
live
for it
like
on the
here.
back.
like here in this corner as well.
Okay.
They might look for us in the back.
Okay, I'm turning around,
Yeah.
I'm turning around,
They are. I'm
turning
popping
around,
out.
they are.
Look for this fight.
Off, I'm winning. Yeah, one
Throwing,
guy in
I'm
the
throwing
corner.
nades.
Yeah, I'm throwing
Yeah,
it as
play,
well.
play.
Yeah.
Hey, look, we have nades. Unlike other people, right? This is what happens with nades.
Yeah, one guy was outside here. I don't see
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
it, right?
Oh no, left. I'm swinging.
Okay, so here, normally I would say for people to hold this angle here, right? No more than 45 degrees, because then they have to peak more than 45 degrees, right? So they have to, from their end, they would have to peak more than 45 degrees, more than 90 degrees in order for them to do damage. And technically we have an advantage with the ring coming in, but we want to wipe this quickly. So what does CJ do? He strafes out here and he uses himself as bait, right? So again, I'm not a big fan of trades, but he does this on purpose, right? To bait them, to get them to, because he knows that both of his teammates are to his right. So this is one of the few exceptions I'm okay with.
They're all cracked. They're all low, all low, all low, all low. You kill them, kill them, kill them. Last guy. Nice. The cat wall's gone. We're safe here, safe here.
And then we fuck up this rotation because we rushed we rushed this again. Look how much time we had. The ring is still coming in. We still had so much time to control this rotation and like how we were going to use our abilities. This wall was too short. This wall was way too short, and we could have taken our time here, and we could have ported as well. We could have naded and then ported, right? We could have naded everybody. We could have stacked nades to deny space, ported, and then fought them. But that didn't happen, right? So we mantle. Again, this is never a 3v3. This is them, this is us. The rest of the lobby is over here. And then you'll see what happens. We mantle, which I'm not a big fan of here. We feel rushed. We could have taken our time. We climb and we get beamed. Not just by them, but people across. So, and we could have played over here to clear. So we'll talk about control, and we could have played down here as well. Over here. We could have done so many other things, right? But we're rushing, and we had a lot of time. And we were so like hell-bent on just playing low around here. We definitely could have played like the left side as well. Okay, cool. That's really all I wanted to go over. Does anybody here have questions?
Wait, gang. My screen just went black. Wait. What happened with this audio then? So this one? Any audio? No. Bro, I hit myself in this. Well. I miss every ounce of my shots. The fuck? Shit. Am I dog shit? Fuck! Got buddy. Ooh. Ui. 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 Fuck, I was just about to having fun. So FFO is gone. This one is. See, both is gone. Wait. Okay, this should be okay.
This is your champion. Get ready. Moving out. Hostile spotted. Got my weapon in line. Extended heavy mag here. Level. Rampage here. Level 2. Enemy in the distance. Fast found by my hand. Suffocating. Shot at. Caught. No way out. Enemy shot. Ally spotted. I never forget. I wait for your inevitable misstep.
Good job.
Those who hesitate to use it will fall.
Sorry, guys.
There's another team.
Half of the squads are gone. I'm coming in. Let's get some air. I need it. I'm getting shot at.
West side.
Recharging my shields.
Just look west.
I have no cells.
They're coming, they're coming. I have footsteps.
Inside this ring. Attention, delivering replicator. Replicator incoming.
West. What was you on west? They're on the building.
Let's get some air, Doc.
Stick this thing.
Harvesting here. Let's go that way. Putting the Phoenix tip to use. Let's get some air. Having spoken. Making slow that way.
Can we just queue up here? Just queue up in mountains. Shit. Strong. Let's grab the car package, guys.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Flatline here. My weapon is enhanced. Neat. I now have an enhanced weapon. You would do well. Standard stock here. Level 3.
What the fuck?
Standard stock here. Level 2.
Standard stock here. Level 3.
Now stabilizer here. Level 3.
Half the squad still feel their mission. Let's show them the bullet's mercy.
Enemy shield cracked. Shooting.
Incompetent amateur there.
Using grapple. Enemy shield. Under fire. Reloading. I'm down. Firing there.
Never mind.
Recharging. We ended the kill leader's reign. Devotion here. New kill leader. Replicator incoming. Putting into use.
Head in that direction. Beacon here. Kill leader. Absolutely disgusting effort. Well,
Enemy far off.
we should journey there.
That location interests me.
No, 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 no. Go to zone. No, 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 no.
1 minute remains.
We should move there, companions.
I'm going there. You would be wise to follow. I am repairing myself. Heal, heal, heal.
45 seconds until the ring moves. Unless you...
I am repairing myself. Opening fire. Taking fire.
Just go to zone, please.
Reloading.
We should move there, companions.
I shattered an enemy shield. Cut down an enemy.
Enemy there.
Reloading. Reloading. We ended the kill leader's reign.
We should gather our forces here.
Just 3P, 3P, 3P. One HP on one. Push, 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 push. Nice. Last one Q. Hit shield, please. This guy's just not saying anything. I got left behind. Fuck, man.
You succeeded only in disappointing me.
please. Yep. I got shit. Thank you.
Sniper stock here.
1 minute. We have time to strategize.
Phoenix kick here. Laser sight here. Level 1.
The ring is near. 45.
Attention, Evo harvesters are online.
Survey beacon over there. Extended heavy mag here. Level 2.
Never mind, not that. I've located some extra supplies. Energy ammo. New kill leader. Surely you can take the title from them. We have 10 seconds. Full back in place.
Spotted our turret.
And